YouTube channel, #MovieBay. I am MovieBay, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing the season finally of Baddies West and the season premiere of Bad Boys Texas. But before we get too into it, though, I want y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on MovieBay, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that is the type of content that you like, you might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. If you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. It really helps your girl out with the algorithm. We on the road to 1K. So, baby, make my day. It just fit. I said K, I heard day, I said tummy voice, bitch, period. So let's go ahead and get into the season finale of Baddies West. Of course, we have to pick up with the Stunner and Tummy drama. As you all know, Tummy ran up on Stunner as Stunner was being pulled away from another altercation and started swinging on her. Somehow, some way, with all the people being in the mix, they get pushed onto some couch where Stunner evidently has a handful of Tummy's hair and will not let go. Eventually, she does. Tummy claims that she broke Stunner's finger or twisted it, but Stunner didn't even mention anything about that, so I'm pretty sure Tommy didn't do much of anything. Tommy is looking tired and through, y'all. Look at it. She has been through it, y'all. So anyhow, eventually Tommy makes her way back to her bus, and one of Stunner Girl's friends runs up on Tommy and snatches her wig, but she doesn't do so without being touched. In her confessional, Tommy claims that her people did not start the altercation. And then in another confessional, she says, Stunner and her people waiting outside for us, so what we supposed to do? Wait to get hit? We gonna hit first. So Tommy, I'm confused. Did y'all start it or did y'all not start it? I know for a fact that her sister Versace started it just because it's in her character. It's in her character. In the midst of all of the fighting, of course, shots are fired because we in the hood doing hood rat things with our hood rat friends. So it was only a matter of time before the pow came out. You understand what I'm saying? According to the blogs, we all know that this was allegedly Stunner's boyfriend that came out with the heat. Now, in my head, understandably, because if my girl getting jumped left, right, back, and forth, and supposedly by dudes, I'm going to do the same thing. However, it shouldn't have even gotten to this point because the beef is not that serious. I think I'm going to get into this a little bit later into the review, but this is what happens when you have crazies on your show. This is what happens when you have these youngins, these hood mentality people on your show. So it's tear gas inside the club, gunshots outside the club. One by one, the girls start running onto the bus, and then Rolly is escorted by security. She's in the midst of a panic attack and an asthma attack, and when I tell y'all dramatic AF. I understand the asthma, for sure. I've been maced, well, not really, but I've been in the midst of a riot where they started macing and pepper spraying and everything like that, so I understand the asthma flaring up. But it was a little bit OD because literally, I mean, editing-wise, 2 minutes later, she's beating up a girl. I thought you couldn't breathe, bitch. Where did your breath go? You got it now, huh? Now, the girl that she starts fighting is apparently one of Stunner Girl's friends. And Natalie and Scotty decide that they're going to jump in and try to bully the girl off of the bus. So this girl is on the phone with nobody knows who. But her words were, they not letting me off this bus. I'm about to air this hoe out. That's what she said. That's what she said. So security says, all right, let's push her to the front, They escorted her off of the bus. Now, they wanted to do the chivalrous thing by waiting on her ride to come instead of leaving her in the middle of nowhere. Now, initially, I understood that when I was like watching other people's reviews. However, when I watched the episode for myself and she says she's about to air this bitch out, nah, bitch, you getting left on the side of the road because, like Kat said, ain't no telling who she gonna have rolling up with her or for her. We need to go. I really hated the editing on this episode, y'all, like with a passion. So we gonna save all the girls' final words to the very end. 2 weeks later, we flash into a vacation between Natalie, Scotty, Rolly, and Low London at in St. Croix. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am pronouncing that right. So Rolly, Natalie, and Scotty, they meet up, of course, per usual. You got to have the scheduled meetup. And they kind of do like a recap of what the season was like and their thoughts about it. Now, Rolly says that they need a better cast because the bitches that they had this year were hood and crazy. Baddie South girls, They left the drama at home, but not these Baddies West girls. And that is bad for business. Now, let me go ahead and get into what I wanted to get into a couple minutes ago. This is what happened, Zeus. And I've said this multiple times on reviews. I have the problem with Zeus Network video, okay? Here is the problem. And really count it out. Y'all need to do better with casting. Casting, emphasis on casting. First and foremost, real casting productions, real networks, they run criminal background checks. They run criminal background checks on their cast mates, members, okay? Secondly, they even do STD testing. Third off, they do psych evaluations. And this is all important for multiple reasons. One, to avoid a lawsuit, but two, is to see if the people you are casting are able to survive in the situation that they are put in. Reality TV is situational drama. All right, that's why some people say it's fake, some people say it's real. It's situational drama. So we, the production, we're going to put you in a situation that you normally wouldn't be in, and we're going to see how you react to it. So that's just like on Love and Hip Hop, and it's like, well, why are they talking to these girls anyway if they don't like them? It's situational drama. The producers say, y'all going to meet up and talk about your problems. We know y'all don't like each other. That's exactly why we want you to meet up and talk about your problems, right? But that's why you do the psych eval, to see what your castmates can psychologically handle, as well as seeing their personality type, so we can see what situations to put them in, just to press their buttons just enough. This is why casting is important, Zeus. If you don't watch any other video, I hope y'all get a hold of this one and take it seriously, because even your castmates, Rolly, Low, Cat, we realize that these are some crazy bitches on here, and shit can get real in a heartbeat. And that's honestly my problem with the younger generation now. They think reality TV is real. They take it to heart. And I'm talking about the Gen Z kids. I'm talking about the stunner girls of the world. It ain't that crucial. Reality TV is amped up. It's characters like New York, Jocelyn, Natalie herself that made this shit popping. It's dramatized. These ain't these girls' real personalities. It's them on 10. All right? And that's what makes reality TV entertaining. So when the younger generation comes in and thinking it's real and taking everything personal, it makes reality TV not fun anymore. And that goes for the people who be watching reviews, not just in my comments, but I be watching other people's comments too. Like, y'all taking this beef stuff, Team Tommy, Team Stunner. These bitches don't know y'all. Y'all taking it too seriously. Y'all make shit not fun anymore. Y'all know Sajada on YouTube, she don't even review Zeus stuff no more because y'all whack. Not y'all, but some people are whack because they just so invested in this TV show. I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of went on a little rant. Let's go ahead and get back to this boring-ass episode. Natalie also asked the question, who should come back next season? Now, Rolly said, we don't need to be recycling these bitches. These bitches were not it, okay? She talked about how Sky was messing up DJing and keeping her tabs on Rock. Rolly also says that Rock might need to sit out a season or two so she can get her own personal life together, and I personally agree. Now, Natalie wants Rolly and Scotty to come back next season, and they want to make a pact not to fight next year. First off, I'm a little bit upset because why Scotty? Why Scotty, though? Scotty isn't even a turn-up vibe like Lo was. Lo was a turn-up vibe for the camera. Scotty just be there. Like, you keep trying to put your friend on, and your friend is not made for TV. I just want to say that. So in St. Croix, they have like a concert where the Puerto Rican princess herself, Jocelyn Hernandez, performs. Okay, look at that body. Banging. And then the rest of the episode was basically them turning up in St. Croix with the costume parade, and Janisha is a baddie her damn self. I just want to put that out there, okay? Some of the girls had some final words ending off this season. Stunna says that she's doing it for the girls like her and will be watching every episode to see who was popping shit in their confessionals. Tommy wants the girls to find themselves. Rock had fun, and she liked that black women are getting the bag together, and I just wanted to emphasize that black women are getting the bag together, okay? Biggie said that she did it for the island girls and the big girls, okay? And if you have anything to say that at the reunion. Lo says that Baddies was more freedom and more money than Bad Girls Club. However, she wished that these girls were less drama. And Rolly says that y'all will keep seeing her and no one can take her place. And then Natalie's final words are that these girls were insane. But at least they got to the bag. And only a few baddies will return. So my overall thoughts on Baddies West is I honestly enjoyed Baddies West more than I enjoyed Baddies South. And I feel like that's an unpopular opinion. I just enjoyed the cast better. I felt like they had some legit arguments, like when it came to the hosting money and performance money and things like that. I also feel like they tried to mix the formula up just a little bit, doing things like the CBS run and the girls talk on the bus and little things like that. I am personally over the traveling aspect of the show, though. I do want to do like a Baddies vacation house. Natalie, if you hear me, okay, I got my degree in communications. Like I can put me on, sis. You putting all these other girls on, put me on, sis. All right. But I honestly enjoyed Baddies West more than I did Baddies South. I feel like editing wise too, everything's just getting better. So who knows how season 4 will go. Now, before I get too into Bad Boys Texas, I do want y'all to like this video if you're enjoying my commentary and leave a comment down below. Did you enjoy Baddies South better or Baddies West? Now, let's go ahead and get into Bad Boys Texas. And I'm going to preface this conversation by saying, if you couldn't tell from my accent, a bitch from Dallas, okay? So I am excited for them to tour. They're going to tour like the 3 major cities in Texas, Houston, Austin, and Dallas. So I'm most excited for that alone. Starting with my favorite character, Orlando Brown. So let's go ahead and get into it. This episode starts off with Natalie going to bail Orlando out for getting into it with a director on a new project that he's supposed to be playing in. Now, first off, y'all already know we had to sit through 5 minutes of last season, and then we had to sit through 7 minutes of aerial shots of Linda, Ohio. And I don't care if I'm pronouncing the city wrong, because it's a country-ass hick town probably. And why do we need aerial shots of it? Make it make sense, Zeus. Every time y'all make strides, y'all take 10 steps back. I'm confused. Anyhow, Orlando gets into his confessional being Orlando Brown, talking about, I'm Orlando Brown? Like, nigga, do you not know who you are? But he realizes that he's not famous anymore for being a child star, but he is more known for controversy. Orlando says that it was a whole fiasco when he got out of jail because you got Natalie coming in with her big pink mink coat and 7 black trucks and $25,000 in cash. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the most action they've ever seen in that country-ass town. So then we get to see Orlando and his probation officer or parole officer. I never know the difference, you guys. I forget. But he has to wear this big-ass ankle monitor and do a psych evaluation to basically stay within the perimeter of his parole or probation. Whatever. Okay. I love how Orlando is mocking Natalie in his confessional, and it's so funny. He was like, she comes to pick me up from the Airbnb, Orlando. And I was like, that is exactly Natalie, dramatic as fuck. It's like, I cannot have a conversation with her on camera because she's going to be extra and saying all of her damn words. So I also wanted to note how he has on his Zeus orange prison jumpsuit, and he has Zeus tattooed cut into the back of his head, and it's giving prisoner all over again. I feel like they really wanted to input him getting out of jail because they didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they wanted to do that to show, hey, we're not exploiting him. We're not taking advantage of this guy. We're helping him out. And luckily, I feel like Orlando's going to be good on this show. But prior to, everybody was nervous for his, you know, his mental. Because we all know he get a little up there. The rest of the episode is going to be at the promo shoot introducing the guys, so let's get into it. We already know Orlando's on the cast, but next we get introduced to Raz B from B2K, and I was a huge B2K fan. I knew way more than Bumping Girlfriend, okay? Especially my favorite song, Evie, ERYTHING. I'm showing my age. I always want them to make a video for that song. But anyways, Raz B says, if you push me, I'm going to push back. Then we're introduced to Carry On. He's back on the season. I have no idea why. But we all know him as Kurt Franklin's son. And he's out here giving himself nicknames, talking about he's the Texas Wood. Shut up. He also said that his murder charge was cap. Anthony is back on the season, and he says he's iconic for shitting on you hoes. And I don't care what y'all say about Anthony. The boy can dress down. We get introduced to a new character. His name is Mo City. He's from Missouri City, Texas, which is like a little subsection of Houston. He's the straight guy on this season and the quote-unquote pretty boy, he ain't really my type. Now we got Prince, who was on Love and Hip Hop, and he's a hothead and a quote-unquote player, and I'm not buying it. Then we also have somebody who was from the casting as well, Big Banga. He was my favorite from the casting. Like, I think I don't like his personality. However, in his confessional, he talked about how he beat up this straight guy because he didn't want to talk to him. You can't do things like that, baby. It's called free will. We also get introduced to Chef D, who's a celebrity chef, and he wants to make his own name aside from being Santana's ex-boyfriend. We get to see Big Lou. He says he's not a TV guy. He really from the streets. And I was like, here we go, casting these street people again. Next up, we have Relly B, Mr. Where the Money Resides, and he is sporting his big-ass new ankle monitor. And y'all ever know, like, when you like somebody before you get to know them, and then you get to know them, it's like, that's how I feel about Rel. But I just because of his accent alone, I'm still open to it. Last but not least, we have Jonathan Wright, the Right Way, the Texas Tornado, celebrity hairstylist, okay? He's back for season 2. Hopefully he stays on this season longer. However, just based off of season 1 and him being right now what he did on season 2, I kind of wish that he himself didn't come on TV. Same thing with Rel. It's like you think you like somebody until you get to know their personality. It's the same thing. But because he's from Dallas, like, I'm biased. After the shout outs in the rundown of this season, Natalie says bye to the guys. And she doesn't even get to put a foot on the bus before Jonathan creeps over and punches the shit out of Anthony. I mean, he falls into the bus. And then Chef D comes in, jumps in while Anthony and Jonathan are still fighting. Now, Jonathan claims that Anthony became friends with the op, a.k.a. Rio from last season, and let Rio book a section at his club. First off, I follow a little bit of tea online. I don't know about Anthony and Rio being friends, but Rio did book a section at Anthony's club. It's beyond me, because is Anthony supposed to turn down money just because you beefing with somebody? You act like he was buddy with him in the section. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I follow the tea a little bit, but not too much, because it ain't none of my business. After the fight, it's hard to calm Jonathan down, which is an issue, because when security can't secure you, it's a problem. So he jumps in his big-ass wig truck and tries to run over people with the beep, beep, beep. Like, that beep, beep is a warning. You're not going to run anybody over in this slow-ass truck. Now, Rel tells Chef D that he was wrong for jumping into the fight. Now, Chef D claims that 1, he didn't jump anybody. Are you dumb? 2, he says that Anthony was talking about him online all year. And he was like, if Relly has a problem, in his confessional, if Relly has a problem, where the fights reside. I just wanted to put that in there. I thought that was funny. Anyhow, it doesn't make sense to me how you really don't think that you jumped that boy. It wasn't no Jonathan tagged him, then I jumped in. When Chef D started swinging, Jonathan and Anthony were still swinging at each other. You jumped him, my guy. You really did. Speaking of, I wanted to talk about sneaking real quick. Sneaking is looked down upon. However, when you're on reality TV, should sneaking be accepted? Because if you post up or if you arguing first, security is more than likely going to get in between you, right? So taking your opportunity at any given chance, do y'all think sneaking is okay on reality TV? Let's talk about it. Jumping, however, is absolutely not. Big Lou also comes into the conversation when Rel and Chef D are talking, and he starts popping his gun, talking about, wasn't nobody jumping nobody. If that's his friend, he gonna help his friend. Anthony should have started swinging back. He ain't get jumped. And I'm like, first off, stop barking so loud. Nobody's talking to you. Why are you so aggressive? Why are you turned up when it had nothing to do with you? Second off, you loud and wrong. Let's start there. You're loud and wrong, okay? So then Lou, first off, know how Lou is holding Jonathan's jacket. It's giving lapdog. Then Lou walks over to Jonathan and he talks about, yeah, you did your big one. Rel over there talking about that. Y'all jumped him and I'm talking about y'all ain't jumped him. So, of course, Relly hears his name and he goes over and he honestly tries to clear up the situation. I never said Jonathan jumped Anthony. I said Chef D jumped Anthony because he did. Obviously, Lou is losing this shouting match. So he tries to push Relly, but he kind of falls into him instead. And then Relly just starts hitting him with uppercuts because period. What are you talking about, little ass nigga? Shut up. You too loud and too wrong. Thanks so much for tuning into my YouTube video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my commentary and drop a comment down below. Did Chef D jump Anthony. Of course he did. Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.